Hi, and welcome to the African Dawn podcast. Eugene Skeef, the amazing multimedia artist, bears witness to the uprising of school children, an event that shook the world and changed his life forever.
What started as a peaceful protest degenerated into a rampage and later exploded into a bloody conflagration.
Soweto was on fire.
Eugene, where were you when it all exploded in 1976?
We were driving to Soweto, a long distance from Cape Town. And I had written this play, and we were going to be performing the play in one of the community halls there.
The singing, the chanting, we felt free.
Surprisingly, the whole of Soweto came together to march. About 10,000 students.
All of a sudden, there was a shot. There was another shot.
On your way to Soweto, who was with you, Eugene?
I was driving with my fellow student, Joe Hudsenberg, and we were members of the Drama Society there.
It couldn't have been easy entering Soweto.
Yeah, we got to the entry part of another township not far from, Johannesburg, Vosloorus. There were military and police armed to the teeth blocking the entrance. I remember revving the car and just taking off and breaking the barricades, and going into the township. We were shot at. The bullet came through the front window, the windscreen, and through the back.
Eugene, what was the mood inside Soweto?
I remember feeling that, yeah, man, there's no going back now, that this is a turning point,
A year later, the world's newspaper headlines literally screamed again. Steve Biko is dead. Leader of the Black Consciousness Movement.
They need to defeat the one main element in politics which was working against them.
He was your friend, wasn't he?
Yeah, man.
Being with him must have been a privilege.
It was a privilege and it was an honor.
He died in a police cell. You designed the iconic Black Power fist that symbolized the organization. You shared this incredible moment in his presence.
Steve Biko was outside under the sun in the yard, and I had just come back from buying him Benson & Hedges cigarettes. That was his cigarette of choice. And he was lighting the cigarette, and just then the special branch arrived in their numbers with orders to arrest Steve Biko, and they were carrying papers. And Steve Biko, I remember distinctly, without a hesitation, produced a box of matches, struck the match, and lit the cigarette. Neither the hand holding the matches and the two fingers holding the cigarette quivered. Nothing shook. He was totally relaxed, And then he puffed, and then took the paper from the main guy, a quick perusal of it, and then gave them back and told them to go back. And they went back, but my friend wet his trousers.
Sadly, Eugene, he had to flee into exile in 1980. Destination, London.
Africa, you are the horizon to which I tend, to see the sun rise, to win the poet who praises you daily for bearing your breath. To these my seasoned lips, do not desert me, for I love you. I want to cherish you. Take me into your heart, for you are the path whereupon threads my pride. Africa, you are my peace with life.
This is beautiful, Eugene. Sublime. your love song for Africa and the home you left behind.
Africa, you are my peace with life.
Are you sure you didn't leave a part of your soul on the banks of the Limpopo River?
For you are the river that flows with vigor, carrying the taunting tales our ancestors died to tell. Africa, you are my peace with life.
This song was recorded by Sam Tshabalala, the legendary Sam Tshabalala, your old pal from Durban. You co-founded the Malo Poets, the legendary Malo Poets with Sam Tshabalala. Exile has its share of sad, nostalgic memories, but I'm sure you'd agree the 80s in London were creatively most exciting.
Hail the hurricane, hail the Hamatan, rejoice.
You worked with a stellar cast of artists, and of course with Becky Inseleku, the extraordinary pianist from South Africa.
Bheki, spelled B-H-E-K-I, is short for Begumozi. From Zulu into English means keeper of the home.
I always tell people, I said, man, there's a guy called Bheki Mselego. I think he's one of the greatest musicians that ever lived. And I'm just waiting to hear from him, you know. So when I finally heard he was making rumblings here in Europe, I wasn't surprised. You know, to a certain extent, I think it took too long.
The clan adulations, the praises and adulations for his family, his clan, the Mselego clan, pertain to water. And that's an important thing. And he flows. He flowed. He was a natural musician. He just woke up one day and found that he could just play. And he was like a conduit from the other world, from the realm beyond, the realm of the ancestors. Everybody knew that.
Channeling.
He was channeling, my brother. And nobody that I know of had that gift to that degree.
He plays some notes and you're just thinking, this is just otherworldly.
Exactly. To do that, he was a very vulnerable person, and my job, how to help him negotiate the vicissitudes of life. He was completely to protect him. He was hopeless, and I don't mean that negatively. He was hopeless in terms of just the mundane things. You know, he couldn't handle them. He would lose his phone, lose his passport. But the one thing that he knew better than anybody was to connect with the spirit world through music.
What we're exactly feeling in terms of sound, it's a mystical thing.
That's deep. Coming up soon. Join us.